Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a early edition of Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Good to see you here. Let's get right into it. I'm going to be doing some more Q2 stadium designs today. I spent the last couple days building one of the Lego sets, the Old Trafford Manchester United stadium set in studio, so I could go back and use it to sort of create a base for the Q2 stadium. It looks like Camp Nou, Barcelona Stadium, Barcelona FC. Mariana's Bricks, good afternoon. How you doing, Walter? So I'm going to use that as the basis for making a smaller version of the Q2 stadium to see what I can learn from it and make some choices about the big one. There's going to be some differences because of the level of detail that we're going to be able to put into it. You can't cram certain things into a very small model. Small is relative because these things are still pretty giant. The other thing that went on, hey Kodiak, how's it going? Oh, from Idaho, nice, doing some traveling. Thanks for joining in on your travels. So little sneak peek because I don't have the figure yet, but got done this newest model, the Gozanti Cruiser, Gozanti class light cruiser. It's seen in Rebels, it's seen in Battlefront, it's seen in, I'm pretty sure we may have seen it in Rogue One. I think we saw one or two of these. So these are kind of small light cruisers, but they also are able to haul a couple, they can carry 2 walkers, they can carry 4 scout walkers, and they can carry 4 TIE fighters. The TIE fighters and walkers are obviously not to scale. Walkers are much bigger than that. But that was about what I could do. I might do a slightly larger walker, but I thought the nano scale walker was pretty cool. I'm still waiting for my Agent Callus figure to go up in the front there, but I really like this one. I think the shape of it's really good. This originally was about this long, so it was like 18 studs long, and I made it a little smaller, so now it's about the same length as the other cruisers that I've got, like the Imperial light cruiser, the First Order Star Destroyers and Dreadnoughts. So it fits pretty well. It feels like it might be a bit big, but it's still like, we can take a look at. So here's the light cruiser, and you can see it's about the same length. About the same length as the light cruiser. Actually, the light cruiser is a bit longer, so it still works really well. And you can take the AT-AT, the nano scale AT-AT off, and then the 2 TIE fighters, and it's still a pretty good ship. And these are kind of the same builds as you get in polybags and stuff for the TIE fighters. They're just snot bricks with some tiles and stuff on them, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, for Walter's question, fits in the palm of your hand. Hi, Mr. Goofy, how are you? That's Jeff. He's a member of our lug, so thanks for coming on Twitch. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this. Be happy when I get the Agent Callus figure, which turns out was quite a lot. Only one I could find was about 25 bucks, so I was a little unhappy about that, but there's some pieces of this that I'm not crazy about. These engine blocks should be kind of sloped up, but I had this tile on here to hold some stuff in place. The original design for this was like a single bracket, like a neck bracket, but I think the single bracket works better. It's not as loose. So, yep, so that's good. It's good size. I'm very excited about that. All right, so like I said, I spent the last week. Hi, Julian. How are you? Last week doing. Don't need this anymore. Building Old Trafford in studio. Because I wanted to. Walter had the brilliant idea of maybe doing this size of Q2 instead of the giant size like it is. Now I only got about 75% done. This actually took a lot longer than I wanted to, but I got the basics down, and I can extrapolate from here to start with a AFC Q2 stadium version. The most notable thing is that we base everything off this field. So yeah, I only got 2,900 pieces in, and I think there's like 3,500. So it's still quite a few pieces. It's this whole other side that needs to be done. For grins, we just copy this side and paste it over here and basically get the same thing. But there's different entrances and exits and windows and stuff all around it. I think it's interesting that this is completely translucent. And you can see kind of the interior of the build, right? It's trans blue, but I mean, you can still look inside it. Christmas was okay. Hung out with the kids and got some time off work. That's about it. Saving for wedding stuff, so it's not bad. All right, so Jeff, this isn't the best nano walker. These are droid legs, okay? And I needed to get, I had metallic silver and gray. So the problem is it's built on this. I'm gonna destroy it. It's built on that 1x2 clip with the 2 bars on the sides, right? But the problem is, and I don't know if you can see it or not, my lights aren't on, so it's hard to see, but the top of the top of the legs right here, right below the clip, are slightly scalloped up in a certain direction on that side. So when you put them on, they don't go completely down. They kind of splay a little bit, and if you push them down like that, they come off. So that's just a design of the legs. It'll stay on okay when they're straight, but so then if you take the side tile off, it's 2 snot bricks with studs adjacent, okay, and then just a tile, a cheese snot, one of these round plates with a bar, clip, and bucket handle. The bucket handles do come in light gray, but that's the only ones I had right there. These also come in light gray. I just didn't have any. I ran out. So you can turn this all into light gray. Again, it's not the best, but it's the one I could build real quick in Studio. And I think it works okay. I mean, you can definitely tell what it is, right? That's all good. And then again, the TIE fighters are basic polybag TIE fighters. Just tiles and snot bricks. So there you go. Beth is gonna come in any second now, so just in case. I also took the snow overlay off because I think it was impinging on everything. So one thing I did find out about putting this kind of stuff together in Studio is that this kind of angular stuff, like all these bars and clips and pin holder things, are really hard to line up. So not a lot of them are lined up properly. They're not clipped on here. A lot of these swivel hinge plates and bricks making these angles aren't lined up correctly. So you're gonna see a lot of collisions and stuff. Hi.
I'm on for a little bit.
Okay.
I got something for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers. I got lots of calls to make.
All right, well, I'll be in here.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
Love you, viewers.
Viewers, she says she loves you. It's a New Year's miracle. So is this stadium your design, or what's your plan with it? Well, Julian, this stadium is Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium. I'll pull it up here. This is an actual Lego set. Old Trafford. They have 2 stadiums. They have Barcelona FC's Camp Nou, and then they have Manchester United. So you can see the one side of the building that I didn't get done was this sort of ticket entry part. No, thank you. Yes, when I'm done with the site. Okay, I'll answer that survey later because sometimes apparently you get stuff if you answer a survey. But yeah, this is a retired set or it's temporarily out of stock. I didn't get this side finished. This is the Manchester United Stadium officially. But if you look at both stadiums, Kodiak says he loves you too. So both stadiums seem to be built on this same principle, this sort of octagon shape. And then it's just different sort of, this is a more rounded stadium, so there's going to be a lot more of these kind of floating sections. These are all probably individual sections that are clipped on somehow and then put together with like hinged bricks, so it spreads out like that, and then you put just a single, you know, layer of seats on, and those layer seats go down like that. So that's kind of what I did in building this, was learning how each section got put in. And you can see the bottom of the stadium is going to be the same. So what I want to take from this is that a whole section of this, like I can do all of Austin FC, I can reuse this completely. This would be gray, these would all be green. I could even use these corner sections a little bit. It does have a flat section in the middle. It's not very rounded. The difference is going to be past this section here. All this roofing stuff is going to be gone. The entryways will be different because they're going to have, you know, it's going to be like these things have stairs that go up to the seating area, or they have seating areas that you come up through the bottom and then walk up the seats. So a lot of that kind of stuff is going to be lost, but what I'll want to get is that big old square roof, right? It's got two big white things here and two really big white things here that fold in on themselves. And if you look at how it's laid out, so you can see this is a more square stadium. I know Lego released the second stadium a couple months ago. I didn't see the point of it since they just released that Trafford stadium last year. I think it was. I wonder if it's selling well. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm kind of doing the same stadium. I want to do, I don't know if you've seen what I've been doing. So this is Austin FC's stadium, Austin Football Club, that we have here. And this was their first year. Coming up will be their, in February will be their second season. The stadium has been here for about a year and a half, just completed. It's a nice stadium. It's very open air. There's not a lot of building around it. It's mostly just this roof and the seats, and behind the seats are the building, but these corners are very wide open. Here's another view of like how open the corners are. But you can also see how it's just kind of a big folded in kind of roof to maximize sound, is for, allow a lot of air in but maximize sound, kind of focus it back out like that. So what I've been doing is, we'll go ahead and I'm going to close this because it might take a little bit to open, but I have started, and this is just the work I've done on the actual, this would be a bigger version. So this is a much more scaled up version of the stadium, because I wanted to do, if you look at, and this is retreading for some people who have been on the stream before, but you can see the supporter section here. All right, I still have an old, the supporter section here. These seats are all, this section right here is pretty funny because all the seats are zip tied up. You can't lower the seats. You have to stand. You have to stand to be crazy. And this is where the drum goes and all the people with the horns and the vuvuzelas, and they just sit there all night dancing and chanting and stuff. So that's the supporter section. This is the south side. So I started with that, wanting to make sure that the ATX was very visible, making sure that every seat has a different color. So knowing that, I had to build it with, you know, these are all cheese wedges. So there's going to be a lot of cheese wedges in here. So the problem is I'm losing my voice. The problem is it's not supported by anything. These are all snot bricks. So this is just one big thing waiting to collapse, right? So I put a pause on it because I'd like to get into the stadium and kind of look around and see how things are kind of built on top of each other. Hey, VaskTech, early, very early. Thanks, Susan Strickland, for the bot. Yeah, gotta be annoying for elderly people. I know some people my age even who are over there going, I just want to sit down. I just want to sit down. You know, I was standing up for like an hour. I just want to sit down. And you can go over to the side kind of thing and sit down a little bit. So, but what I wanted to learn from doing Old Trafford was find out how these sections were put together. And what I didn't do, and I'm kind of kicking myself now after the fact, I just realized, is I wanted to group all these together so I could just move them in and out. But they're basically built, now that I know how it's done, they're basically just built with a lot of these clips. And you can tell when I take the pieces out that are hidden, I should say. Let's see if we can hide some of these. These are all just sitting in here on these bars, and the clips will hold onto that, then they just kind of fall, right? So there's nothing down here holding them up, and there's not even a whole lot underneath each one of these because they're being held together by these plates. So they're pretty sturdy, but also they're only, you know, each seating section is only about that big versus a seating section that I've got like this. So the idea is to try to make one of these in that to look like the Q2 Stadium, and then eventually apply all of those things that I learned to this. So I started already with like all these are attached up here, and then these will just, this whole section will just fall. The problem is each one of these seats is spaced perfectly, but it's because these bricks are all back here, these snot 1x4s, right? So there's no way to put another spacer in between these to like have a plate go back, to have more ways to support it. So I'm thinking of also doing like just another set of slopes or plates and bricks and plates built up behind it so it can sit, but if you pushed on it, not like anybody's gonna push on it, but just the weight of itself doesn't collapse in. So it'd be held up a little bit. So that's stuff I'm taking away from this. Plus, if I'm able to get a Q2 stadium, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. If I get a Q2 stadium in the sort of Lego size, the Lego stadium size that they've already got, I could put it up on Lego Ideas and see if they'd build it. They've already got one stadium. Yeah, a baseball stadium or a NASCAR track would be pretty cool, because then you could put cars on a NASCAR track. I mean, come on, that's just a given. So, so here's what we're gonna do, because I want to finish this. So we're gonna save this as Q2 small. So I want to go back and build the rest of Old Trafford. But what I could figure out, what I can start doing, is getting rid of some of these roof sections. Now, the base is going to be the same. I'm going to just try to replicate as much as I can with the base. And these roof sections are not going to be the same. I also don't know, because this, if you look at the stadium itself, I'm going to get rid of these. The supporter section, and you can see the difference. So we can do a larger image version of this. This is a very good fish angle lens. look at this, and this is with people already kind of filling in and everything. This is a fun stadium to go to. It's very loud, but you can see right here the roof and there all the lights right here, and then along the other side, the lit up stuff right there. You can see these corners. It's very open, right? You can also see that this section is, the supporter section is basically one section. And now that I'm looking at it, those seats are a different color. They don't look like they're a different color from here, but from here they look like a different color. I'm wondering if I need to go back and change that. Interesting. I really want to contact, and these look like they're all different colors, and these are all different colors. I really want to get a hold of somebody at Q2 and say, I need some information about the stadium. Like, what color are all the seats? Are these actually all the same colors? They're just organized differently? Because these look different than these, you know. But you can see this is a different section. This different section height. I'd have to count the seats over here to be sure. But you can tell that that's going to be a different size than that. So when we do this in this size, you know, this may be one brick shorter than the other side, kind of thing. And obviously one of these sides will have a sticker on it. I need like a drone 360 view of this where I can just kind of wander around in it. We may still need to use the corners. The corners will still be used because we've got little corners over here, maybe smaller, like not so much here. This does have 3 levels. It's hard to see because this roof is covering it. But like if you were sitting up here in the upper section, see there's no real roof covering that upper section. So I can get rid of that. These sections are all broken up differently. I don't know how that's going to translate to this, but like this would be one section, and then you'd have like this little thing sticking out, and then here would be another section. And then on top of this, I haven't been on this side of it. Oh no, I have been on that side. So this little area right here is like a bunch of patio seating. It's really cool. Like it's open air deck kind of stuff. And then in the past year, I've lost all hope for ideas, not gonna lie. That's sad. I've always liked the idea sets. The process is probably pretty bad. Having only submitted one thing to ideas. I don't know if you can, where to go. That's the only thing I've ever submitted to ideas, and I still think it's good. I think if I redid it and just let it die out on its program, if I resubmitted it, now that they've got flowers and birds and stuff are more ubiquitous in Lego, it might, you know, and I could probably clean it up a little bit, like the undersides of the wings and things, but I'd make a better PR pitch for it. And I think now that I've kind of established my channel and some Instagram stuff, I could probably get a few more votes on it. But I don't like what they've done with certain things, like the medieval blacksmith was like a really nice set, and then it kind of turned into a Lego set, if you know what I mean. So I understand where you're coming from, but I still like all the ones they've put out. All right, so first things first, we're just going to color everything green. I think these would all be stickers. So we can keep these the same. Like that's a perfectly good size section for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. This could actually be a little taller. So like it doesn't have 2 sections like this. So first thing you'd have to do is rebuild this whole thing. So like, it's hard to just like take stuff off, but I mean, I might just do that. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't need this whole thing. So if I did like this and just deleted that and did like this and deleted that. So that's a start. I kind of want to keep some of this stuff up here, like the outsides, because I know there's the thing with the two states. So if we looked at how this stadium looked, now this is an MLS stadium, so it's not, I don't know if it's as big as like how big some of these other stadiums actually are, like how many people they can seat. It looks like they can seat several thousand, right? Tens of thousands, maybe. $76,000. Okay, so here's part of the difference is I think Q2 Stadium. Yeah, so it's a third, almost a quarter of what these other stadiums can, because MLS is not as big as Premier League. And oh my God, Camp Nou is almost a million, or no, almost 100,000 people. So I mean, you can see the difference and why these are much bigger. These are probably the two biggest stadiums for soccer in the world. And you can just tell just the complete, I mean, like this little bit right here is, the field's the same, so I mean, it doesn't seem like it's much bigger, but if you looked at the seating, how much bigger that is. I mean, it's got, you know, Austin's got like this first level and then some of these second levels, but this has got like a third giant level up here. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, and they're from the biggest, you know, it's Premier League and what is Barcelona FC? What league are they in? Oh. La Liga. The league. So Spain and England have the biggest leagues, biggest clubs. So yeah, so that would make sense. All right, so this is probably going to be a smaller stadium then, but you can tell we don't need any of this giant rigging on it. We'll do different rigging. See how much of this we can get rid of without like neutering the whole thing. Because I don't think we're going to need these second sections at all, but we'll try to leave them intact. Don't need these window things. Definitely don't need that. So some of this stuff I can keep and just repurpose. I mean, even 75% full of 100,000, that's if it's 75,000 people. I think the last couple times I went to Austin FC games, they were like 15 to 17,000 people, and you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of people. I have no concept. Like, I go to hockey games, right? There's no hockey stadium that seats 100,000 people. That's just weird. I think the closest we've got is probably UT Stadium for was it the Darrell K. Royal? $100,000. So I mean, I've never been to the stadium for a football game. I've been for other things, but it's also a very big college football is huge. Obviously, football in general is huge in Texas. So yeah, there you go. Old Benfica Stadium had a game with 120. Oh, that's just weird. So weird. Okay, so back to this. Don't need this giant eave overhanging thing. We're gonna get rid of some of this. We're not gonna need this whole third gallery because this is all gonna be like box seats, press boxes, that patio I was talking about. So this can all go. This can all go. I want to keep some of this for the second level, but you can already see, you can start to see how small this is going to be comparatively. But it's still a fun looking stadium. So, I mean, we'll have some fun, and you know, there are buildings around it and whatever. So this is like the one side, this is the north side. This is the store. They got 2 levels of the store in here. And then I think there's kind of like a fancy person club kind of thing. You can go in there. And then there's like beer and restaurant stuff around the corners. And there's like food carts all along the concourses. I don't even know where this is. Oh, that's the locker room. Okay. Don't know anything about that. This is it being built. I'm really shocked that I haven't heard back from anybody. I keep tweeting at them and Instagramming them and emailing them, and I'm like, yo, what's up? We're gonna make this happen, right? It'll be fun this year. Hopefully they've got a better team. Hey, I got 2 Russian bots. Woo! I've made it now. So this is the other side of the stadium. This is the outside. The zebra gate. They call it the zebra gate. I don't know why. Nice lenticular picture right here. It's got the Austin FC shield looking one way, and then the live oak tree symbol looking the other way. And then this is the store. And here's one state. This is the press box area over here. And this is just a big gallery of seating. And then these gray buildings back here are kind of like restaurants and little not convenience stores, but little like self-serve, go get you a can of beer kind of thing places. Russian robos. Vam go from Amkbat Raneb. I'm not even going to try to say that. I don't speak Cyrillic. I can't read it. This will be fun to put up like scoreboards and all the lighting on the big one. Like, I don't have any idea how to do it on the small one, but all right. So let's get another. Where was that Fisheye View one? It's a really good view. Okay, let's keep with that. Keep that one over here. So let's assume that this is the one I'm looking at here. This is south side, and this is north side here. So this side will have a building. So we only need like, this is kind of cheating too, because I fully realize that the Camp Nou, I wish I could put, I don't have the time nor the desire to put together 2. This took like all week, pretty much all day for like 4 or 5 days to put this together in the software. And I don't want to do it for Camp Nou, but I know that Camp Nou is a different, it's a more rounded stadium. This is very square. Like there's going to be sections in here that I can take apart. And these pieces in here are very unique. So I'm going to see if I can show you. So even in here, you can see like there's this little bitty, this little thing too. Just this little piece like this. It's just sitting on like tile and a couple plates. Just to make this little corner right there. Well, not going to need that, right? This all comes to a point. So this section can come to a point. I can extend this a little farther this way, maybe. What's your opinion on the Lego Titanic? I see a lot of non-Lego people hating on it. Non-Lego people hating on it for no reason. Only reason I can think of it is bizarre. Only reason I can think of is it's bizarre, and in many places it's inaccurate, but I love it. So, I don't really have an opinion of it that you've probably heard, or you haven't heard already, but I think it's one of those where if I hadn't already got the Colosseum, and if I hadn't already had the desire to get the AT-AT, I might have got that. I think it's neat looking. I think it's a fun big set. I would have loved putting it together and having streams of it, and I just think it would have been fun to put together. I haven't heard anything about historical inaccuracies or anything like that, but that doesn't surprise me that people would be up in arms about it. And to be fair, it's a Lego set, so it's not like people were working very hard to make it perfect. But at that size, I'm pretty sure they got it pretty good, right? I'm sure they got it fairly decent. So the other thing about this set that is going to be different is that the field is dug into the ground. So this is going to be the main concourse around the side like this. So this sidewalk thing out here isn't going to exist. So that may be different. Because if you look at the stadium, and see if we can get a better look at the outside of it, and I think I've talked about this before, this is the best look we're going to have of it. So if you can see, these are just gradual stairs and sidewalks leading up to basically concourse level. Okay? And then the field is probably about this deep, but everything's built up a little bit. So by the time you get to that first level of seats, you go down into basically a hole, into a pit. But you've been gradually walking up. So the sides of this, and because this is going to be smaller, the sides are, where this is like, this is the sidewalk, this is the outside, this is how you go into the stadium. And then if you want to get into these seats, you got to come in right here, you got to come in ground level and then walk up to your seat. Versus coming into Q2, you walk in here, you walk in up here, and then you go down to your seat. So it's going to be a little different. It's just portholes in the wrong places and stuff like that, real nitty-gritty stuff. Yeah, I hate when people do that. Well, there should be 7 along this section and there's 8. And you're like, oh, come off it. That AT-AT is historically inaccurate. I think Jang was talking about it, where he mentioned something where it wasn't like it was in the movie. And I'm like, it's also, I know it's huge. It's like the biggest thing. But, it's still not life-size, so they're going to have to take some liberty with it, I also like how we say Jang and everybody knows who I'm talking about. I want to get to that level of notoriety. So I can already see, like, this section I can redo. This is still a corner section, but it's more of a... I might be able to get away with just redoing that. So because it's all different colored greens, I get that this is a good fit, but I think I might do it differently. Like, I don't know why that's in there instead of whatever. So yeah, this is all going to be like, this can all be solid. Unless I make the footprint a little bigger and have something, but then it just looks like slopes going up to it because it can't be gradual at this size. Since you just want the footprint, I'm just gonna have to raise everything up. So like this would have to be, let's just get a brick. And I've turned collision off because I don't want to see what I'm running into here. But like, it would almost have to be like that level, right? So that's where your sidewalk is all the way around. And this is built straight across. So let's go ahead and get rid of this because there's no windows right there. This can all go away. So all these little like windows and press boxes and things. Digital displays, I'm guessing too. I unsubbed from Jang a long time ago and I wanted to come back to him a couple weeks ago, but his channel is just all kids monitor, if that makes sense. Yeah, because he is, well, it's weird because he has several channels, and I know the whole COPA thing was a big scare for everybody, especially those who are trying to be monetized with stuff, because they were worried that they were going to lose viewers, and I think that changed the way they did stuff. They tried to make it as friendly as possible, but I think a lot of that they kind of got left. Sorry, turning off my phone. I didn't realize it was still on. So I don't need, this is still going to be a thing over here, because on field level, you can still go underneath wherever that is. So that'll still be here. I wonder if these come in gray. They don't. So stuff like this I'll have to replace with like those 4x. What was the angle on those? Slope 25. Slope 18. Do we have another slope 25? Because I think, yeah, it's just, this is the only one of that angle, which sucks. And they come in red and white. And the difference is 7 away from each other no matter what. So this may have to be a different, is this the same one? Yeah. Yo.
I'm gonna go to the bedroom and make some calls.
Am I too loud?
No, I don't want anything picking up on your stream because it's confidential.
Got it. So I think this is this roughly same angle. Nope. I thought maybe I could do that. Other than the Texas Capitol, is this the biggest thing you've designed? I've also done the UT Tower, which isn't excuse me, terribly big by comparison. This is also 75. Are these the same angles? Those are the same. What about these? Come on. Aha. Okay, so I can do that. I knew there was another one in there. So the tower was a long time ago. The girl I was dating at the time was a lot younger than I was. This was before Beth. She was a student at UT and she was into Lego, and so we decided to make a Lego club at UT. And no one had done, let's see if I got a picture of it. No one had done the Lego, the UT Tower in Lego. They'd done smaller versions of it and whatever, but do I even have a picture of it? I don't These are all our meeting notes. These are all our other people submitting their stuff for every meeting. Well, maybe it's not under... Oh, wait a minute. Duh. So, yeah. So this is... I realized you guys couldn't see that at all. So this is the UT tower. You can see kind of how big it is. And then I had... It's hollow, so I could put some lights inside it, and it said number 1. Yeah, so we did this in 2011, 2010, 2011. So I think YouTube was like 2 years old at this point, 2 or 3 years old. I forget when YouTube came out, but it's been a while. Yeah, I've had it out there. It's a close up of the tower, but this is the first kind of like big architectural thing I've done, and this was like the first kind of big mock that I had done. I'd done a couple other like 2006, yeah. So I'd done some other mocks. Let me see if I can find. Trying to think of where I may have put them. I don't think I have them stored on here. But before then, nope. Trying to think of hey, what are you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. Where's my Flickr downloads? Did I get rid of those? It's a little disconcerting. Oh, there we go. Nope. I'm a little upset. I spent like so much time pulling down and I don't have them? So, yeah, this is really concerning because, anyway, I downloaded a bunch of stuff and it was just all old drawings and pictures. And anyway, I was going to show you like an old Y-Wing that I had done like when the Clone Wars first came out because they had the Republic Y-Wings. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to build a, you know, a Republic Y-Wing. And I basically took apart my Tantive. Well, my Tantive 4 was already taken apart, but I had taken it apart so I could do it, and it was a lot of fun. But it was also not completely accurate. It was a little. It was a little much. But then I'd also done a big, like a real big version of a ship from a comic book, The Tales of the Jedi. And it was like the Ula Keldrama and Frida Nad Uprising and all those, like the War of the Sith and like those old ones. And the Dark Horse comic, the first one was the Jedi, Tales of the Jedi. And their ship was called the Nebulon Ranger, and it was this weird, like, it had a cockpit, and then it had like this bank of engines, and it had like this giant wing, right, that kind of folded when it landed, and when it was in flight, it opened up. It was the weirdest ship I've ever seen, and I fell in love with it and was like, "Yep, I've got to make that." So that was fun. But yeah, other than that, I tend to stick with smaller stuff, spaceships. I built a giant Futron Vic Viper once. That was fun. Okay, so that can't be that. That has to be a tile. And that attaches there. So that also has to be a tile. Or that just, this whole seating section has to raise up. So these are the things you run into. Yeah, I just got to find them. I'm really sad that, I mean, they were just on my desktop. I don't know where I put them. I'm going to look for a second. And I don't think I uploaded them to my G drive because that would have been stupid. Anyway, yeah, I'll look later. I'm just a little upset at myself for deleting a bunch of stuff. Anyway. Well, the problem I had was a while ago, a couple of years ago, I had a backup hard drive, and so every time I took a picture of something, piece of artwork, photo of a Lego set, I put it up on Flickr, and then it was always on this hard drive. So I had the web, and then I had the hard drive. The hard drive died, and I was like, well, I don't want to rely on cloud, period. So I want to get another hard drive. So I tried to resurrect it and I couldn't. So I ended up downloading everything from Flickr, which took me like a week because their downloader's broken and you can only do it in 500 pictures at a time. And I had 5,000 and it was just kind of a mess. Hi, Brick Bunnies. Thanks for the like, and I hope to have fun with this design as well. I appreciate you coming by. So if I put this up here, that's the same size. I just have to get rid of this. So this is just kind of me playing around with it. See, that's a good fit right there. And that can keep this angled right here. There's also going to be another section up here that I can keep. But what I might do, since this is a singular section, but there's still like a break right here, is push this, get rid of all this junk. Let's see if we can do that without completely collapsing everything. Might be able to get all, nope, I don't want to get rid of the seats. And I don't want to get rid of the support stuff. I just want to get rid of this. Because none of this is important. Sorry, hang on a second. All right, Julian, thanks for being here, man. yeah, I'll be here Sunday. And if, again, like you said, if I don't see you, have a great New Year's, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, so this is working out okay. Again, this is the first level. I don't need that. I don't need any of this. And if I do, I'll rebuild it. This was all hanging on hinges anyway, so I might try to keep the hinges, but get rid of the rest of this stuff to make it. Although I can just raise all this up and just do it with tiles on the top. Because this all looks like it could be internal. Like if somebody, as far as I know, somebody may really know what the inside of Old Trafford looks like. And so this is actually like how it's built. I don't have any idea, but I don't think I need any of this stuff. So all right, but, and I can get rid of this. Spent all this time building this up so I could get rid of it. So the question is it going to be easier to have this as one section and then break it up? And then have something in between? I think so. So I think what I'm going to try to do is join these two sections. And I don't know exactly how to do that yet. This also seems like it goes a little higher, like the angle should be a little higher, right? Again, another reason I want to get into the stadium is so I can like bring a protractor and, you know, measure the angles of all these bits so I know how they sit. So there's going to be a different section here. So there's going to be something that sticks out a little right here. Like I could use this bit to push out a little section of chairs. Can't really tell from here, but it looks like there's a little bit of stuff. And then there's just all walkway back there, all the way around. You know, you can buy tacos and stuff right here. There's a really cool room over here. That's it's a sensory room. Because it gets really loud in the stadium. If the lights and the noise are too much, you can go into this sensory room, and I think they give you headphones and you can just kind of chill out, which I think is great. Okay, so this may take just as long as building the big one. All right, so let's do something real quick. Let's select everything that's red. And this will be including some little pieces in here that probably don't need it, but let's color them all green. Now I feel better about myself. Now, what we can do is change some of this. So the reason these things are in here is because these are where the stickers would go. So this would say Old Trafford, this would say something. Over here would say, you know, Manchester side, something, something side. But the stickers don't show up in... Oh, that's interesting. Huh. So I selected them all to be green, and these didn't actually turn green. That's weird. It says it's green. Oh, because these don't come in green. Okay, well, more reason to change that. Those don't come in green. That comes in green. Why isn't that green? Oh, is this bright green? Oh, that's why. Is this bright green? Yeah, okay. So some of this just may have to be green. Okay, so let's do this. Part and color. And let's just do green. And what about this? How about just green? It doesn't come in that color either. What color does it come in? Dark green. All right, so let's change these guys to dark green. I don't know why these guys aren't changing, period. That's so weird. Most Marvelous Mox, hi. How are you? Isn't that weird? Okay, well, let's save it. And let's come back into it. Okay, yeah, that was weird. What color can those be? Green. Good. So let's change all this to just green. So anything that's this, change it to green. I don't know what those are. Plates change to green. Those change to green. Just trying to get rid of exclamation points here. Slope. I don't know what that is. Oh, those are the cut slopes. Change that to green. I thought I picked all of you. Plate 1x6 doesn't come in bright green. Okay, that should help. Okay. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Thanks for being here. This is basically, I'm taking a model that already exists. So I'm taking old Trafford, just converting it. So it's not really my design, but I think by the time I gut the whole thing, I have a feeling like all this stuff under here is probably the same for both Camp Nou and Old Trafford. It's all going to be built around the same field. So at least this part's going to be the same, right? I have a feeling too, like I could even take off this corner stuff because the stadium doesn't have these corners. It's not cut corners. They are very much sharp corners. So I might go back even and get rid of like these things and just make this flush, right? 90 degrees. Hi Toaster, how are you? Let's see. I'm gonna type an email if y'all don't mind real quick. But I'm gonna do it over here. So it'll be away from everybody else. All right, cool. All right. Can't believe 2021 is going to be over tomorrow. Yeah. I can't believe that we had to go through 2021 the same way as we did 2020. It was just kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to get rid of some of this. Are these the plate modified hook? Okay. Do those come in any color green? That's cool. I'll do that in bright green. Because I still want this to attach, but I think I want... I don't know why these have to be that. Kind of all over the map here, so I apologize. '2020 was an awful year for millions of people. Yeah. Well, I'm glad 2021 was better for you, 3M. I guess we'll keep that. Color that. You know what else I'm going to do? Is this looks like... This should all be gray. So I'm just going to color everything that's white to light gray. That's going to make me feel better about stuff. Yep, much better. And there's not going to be any of this nougat color in here. Although there's going to be brown back here, so I may leave some of this till I know for sure. These are going to go away. These are going to go away. In fact, just any of these parts can go, any of these parts can go, any of these parts can go. I'm not going to, oops, telescopes, I'm not going to, what? Telescope, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty good. And these antennas. Again, this is going to be Concourse level right here. So was 21 good for me? It wasn't so... it wasn't bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was still a global pandemic, but it started out the year with a small wedding. I got married, so that was good. Recently, my kid got a lot of scholarships and got accepted to a couple schools, so that was good. We went to see Beth's family over the summer. That was good. We're planning on another wedding because the one in the backyard was very small. We're going to actually have a big one now if everything settles down. So that's been fun. It's been stressful, but it's been kind of cool. As much as Beth is excited about it, I'll be really glad when it's over, just because the planning is kind of stressful. Nobody I know got really sick or died. Not personally. I know some people, like distant relatives or friends of something. But Beth got a new job. She's very happy with it. We got a new puppy. She's an awesome little dog. So some good things did happen. It's just a matter of still being in a global frickin' pandemic. So, 6 of one, half dozen of another kind of thing. Let's see if I can just put tiles in there. Oh, it's not a tile. It was a... what was that? 2x2 panel. Panel. They come in black. They do not come in black. How about they don't need to come in black, they can come in gray. These come in gray. They do. How about that? These come in gray. Yay. So all these. What? These can all be gray. These can all be gray. Nope. That's too close. It won't like it. Let's do another one of these. And there's a whole bit of construction in here that I don't need. Slope. So we'll try this. Wow, all right. So the thing is too, now I need to turn collision back on, and you can just see everything is just a mess because it's all run into everything. So I have to go through here, and the problem is these whole sections of seats sit on clips and bars, and they just lower. So in the software, it's hard to, when you're building it, you just kind of go, you know, clip, push, and then okay, it stops, so I'm good. But in the software, you don't know. You have to like by half degrees until you see it kind of. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So there's collisions all over the place, right? Plus lining up hinges is kind of a pain in the butt, and so I'll have to like go back through here and see what is broken and what's not. But like this can all, I don't think any of this stuff under here needs to be here. I'm going to, those big bulbous, I just need to hide this. So these things under here were holding up they were holding this, which held like a whole big section of stuff. Because this is sitting on nothing. This section is sitting on tile. So here's like, I deleted a whole wall right here, right? This whole thing was a wall. But you can see this is still like, if you look under here, this is all hidden, by the way. You can't really see any of this from the outside, right? It's all hidden by other pieces of wall. There's still like, they planned walkways in here, right? Oh, so we're gonna line this up a little better. Make that origin. Okay, that may be a little easier to control. So you can see the walkway going all the way across there. If I hadn't taken all these bits of outer structure away, they would still be in there. So they had planned for those walkways to be in there. I hope 22 is a good year too. I'm gonna start off with bachelor party on the 7th, wedding on the 14th. Beth's birthday is the 4th. So right after my mom's birthday is the 12th, February 4th. And then we're trying to plan a trip, which I don't know if it's going to happen or not now that everything is garbage again. I don't know. So anyway, back to this. This all doesn't, I don't think, need to be here. So I'm going to get rid of all this. Because this was just sitting on these two pillars. And I almost feel like these pillars don't need to be here either. This doesn't need to be there. That's just like scoreboard window dressing, and there's nothing above that. So this can all go away and be built up differently. I mean, I hate to say I'm going to build this from the ground up, but I just wanted to kind of get the base layer and find out how they did these seats. I may end up just building it from the ground up, which would make me feel better, because then I would feel like it's more original. But right now, it's pretty good. I'm okay with what's happening. So this can all still be attached. Because back here, it's just being held up. It's being held up kind of weird. But it's a good fit for the corner. There's a little area. Oh, I wish I could go over here. This side's better. This side makes more sense, right? That's fully. But you can see, it's hard to line these things up in the software. So it's going to be a bit off. So I'm going to have to like really build it and play with it and find out. And I have no idea how much. I mean, these are 30 cents each. And how many do you have so far? 256. No, that's not right. Yeah, so just these fluted green bricks are going to be $50 for 170 of them. Surely I can get those elsewhere, and I may not need this many. Like, I can probably trade some out. This whole section is going to be a sticker, right? That'll just have 3 stickers on it to say ATX. This see, I don't. It almost seems at one point. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just the size of the field. It could be a little bigger. But I mean, you'd have to put the A and the T and the X right here, and it really wouldn't look the same. They would be too tall. But you can't get it any bigger than that. So, approximations. You have to be approximations. Which I think is a lot of what goes into designing stuff like this. Is like, it's close. It's not exact. Alright, so where were this whole thing can go away. These guys in here can go away. This can be, I'm going to hide these so I can see what else I can, nope. Oh, now I don't know what was. Hide. Okay. So. Sorry for the vertigo. Oh, these things actually have to be red, don't they? Yeah. So let's find these guys. And turn them all red. What else down here can't be? That looks good. I would say designing with Lego is not an exact science. It's not. When you get, especially when you get the smaller you get, because you're really forced into, this brick is this size and you can't make it an 1/8 of an inch smaller or an 1/8 of an inch bigger. You know, you've got to really kind of stick with the size that you've got. So what is, okay, so I don't need any of this. This is all building the outside curve and the hallway under here. This is not needed at all. This whole superstructure. These are all red. I'm gonna keep those red. Plate 1 by 2. 2. Let's... Green plate 1x2s, let's turn back to gray, because I think that's what they were originally. Except for these guys, let's color these dark green. And I think a lot of these, what I'm going to have to do is instead of, oh, this is going to be a problem. So this makes sense if you're looking at it like these are seats, but because if you look at the seats, they're all different colors, right? It's not just rows of red or rows of blue or rows of green. They're all individual colors. So in order to kind of do that, I think instead of having the seats, oh, fucking hell. There's a delay between hitting shift and when you right click in Studio and do this, it rotates it, right? Spins it around. If you hold shift, it slides it, okay? And I'm constantly like hitting shift and right click at the same time and it doesn't register. See, like right now I'm holding shift down. If I let go of the... So if you do it too close together, it won't register at all. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So instead of having this brick in here, what we'd be doing is lots of plates. And all different color plates. So that's all going to be green. That's going to be green. No, I want green. And then I want these two to be dark green. That one to be dark green. Come on. And then these three to be light green. So we could do it like this. Oh, it's 6. Okay. Well, let's do one more. Let's trade that one out. So that would give you the same look. And I think it would be structurally okay to do that. It'd be so many more pieces, but we're getting rid of a lot of the corner seating, so that I don't mind cutting down on those structural pieces in order to get that look. I don't know if we'll keep any of the, like, there's no just solid green anything. It's all like this. I'm happy to leave most yesterdays behind. Some yesterdays are good, but I think in general it's just... I'm okay not having it around. All right, so first structural test on this will be, at this size, I don't think it's going to be a problem, but what I'm going to do is, this is how big? 6. So each of these is 8. So I need to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 brick tall plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plates, or 5 plates and a tile on either side. And I will just repeat this somewhere else. Just to see how well it holds together. Because if this doesn't hold together, I can't really do this for the entirety of the seating section. So, like, can we put this in here like that? And will it hold up? And then we can keep this can be like this. And ATX stickers in here. Right? So that's, and then cover the rest of it up. Right? Oh, this just seems so small comparatively. But if it's small enough, maybe it's a good size and they'll be like, hey, we could buy this. We could produce this. Ooh, there's a power outage at our Barton Creek Mall where the Lego store is. So yeah, let's save this before I forget. I think I'm gonna go till 1 today, so if anybody wants to hang out for another half hour, that'd be great. Don't have anywhere else to go. I have the day off. Yeah, this just seems so much smaller. So then the trick is how to get this angle to have the same like look as that. So that might take a little bit of doing. But I think we could do it with some cheese slopes. Like we can keep the hinged part of it, right? But again, we'll have to see, like this can go away, this can all go away. Hide, 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 hide. Looks like I already did. Oh wait, no. Yeah, this can go away. That can go away, that can go away, that can go away. Did I do the same thing over there? I don't know. That's probably not that color. Although I didn't change that, so it might be. Oh no, wait. What did I delete? Okay, this can be hidden, and these can go away. I will have to, like, I don't need those tiles either. These tiles can go away because that was just something that was sitting on that. I can put a brick down here now to hold that up. There's a plate in there, so I can do that. Oh, are you watching on your phone, Kodiak? See, what I'm thinking is that I can probably get rid of this too. Won't need that. None of this. Yeah, this is just sitting on tiles. So this all can go away because this is all, again, the hallway underneath. There's no hallway underneath. I will have to build up I'll have to figure out how to build this up somehow. The other thought is just make the seating section smaller. Like instead of this being, this should be 2. Like a little ATX right there. And then each of these is a little different, but I still think that's like... I don't know. Yeah, this whole top thing doesn't even need to be here, if that's going to be the case. Because this isn't wider than the field. So I'm trying to base it off of the... I haven't got any new texts. Okay, new emails. So that you can see this section is as wide as the field. So that section is as wide as the field. I have a feeling like it needs to be very small. Like this whole upper section doesn't need to be there. But that also makes everything feel so much smaller. Like, I think this is a good size for the stadium. I also think I'm gonna have to change how this attaches. That's good. I like that, but we may need to change that a little bit. I think this will need to be higher so it can raise up a little bit and then lower a little bit. Dragging my desktop up to Idaho seemed silly. So, wait a minute, are you working? You're not up in Idaho on like vacation visiting family or anything? You had to go up to if you're in Utah, I guess that's a state right above you. You're doing this for work? Okay, so I don't need these hinges or these brackets. That's another thing. Look at this design thing. Well, my apologies, man. That sucks. Oh, now I know why. Okay, because if you put a plate here, those get in the way. Never mind. Okay, I'm all good. Yeah, Saturday is supposed to be a big day at the mall at Barton Creek. Don't need this, I don't think. Because January 1st is going to be the big release day for all that stuff. See, and here's some more arches in here. Don't need those. Don't need any of this stuff. Under here, because we don't know how this is all going to attach. So that's just sitting on nothing right now, but that's okay. Because this is all going to be built up. So if I were to do this right... Oh man, that's... Okay, because that's how that attaches. Gotcha. That makes sense. So I might leave part of that. How far out does that go? So let's say I get rid of this. Just that. And then... I don't want to get rid of the seating area yet because I don't know if that's going to be part of it. Actually, no, I don't think it will be. So let's get rid of that. I can always rebuild the seating area. See, it just seems so much smaller now. So like we could put a scoreboard up here, but that would be it. And all of that can go. Line this up just right. Everything that is nougat is now gray. Tired of looking at that nougat. And I'll tell you what, I tell everyone, ATMs hate you, your family, your acquaintances, and everyone you ever know. They're spiteful, vengeful creatures. Like the geese of technology. I just heard a story about geese and how they like, somebody was they're trying to outlaw Canadian geese because of how much they poop. And somebody said they pooped like 50 pounds a day or something. And everyone's like, where do you get those facts? See, this is a perfect kind of wedge here. Need to save this. Oh, nope. And use this again. Selection tool is garbage sometimes. See, because now I can change the colors. This could be dark gray. This can be dark green. These can all be single plate ones, but I can use this in here instead. So I'm going to save that outside there. And then probably get rid of some of this, but I'm also going to get rid of this. Because we don't need this upper section like that. Don't need those things, don't need that. Spent a week putting this together and now I'm just tearing it down. So yeah, this will be a good upper section, and I think instead of these guys being tiles, what I can do, there's actually another one out here like that, is I can do another. Actually, what color can those be? Can those be gray? There can be other seats in here, but how to attach them? Look at that. Well, thank you, Charbel or 2015. I will not consider that at all, but thanks for the eyeballs. Get rid of all this. Put this back. That's a tile 1x6. I'm okay, by the way, taking a lot of these ideas from the actual set, because no need to reinvent the wheel if somebody's already built it. And this is just for fun and fun and profit. So save. Yeah, I think a big distinction will be is if this section works, because if I can do this all over, then it'll go a long way towards making it look like the inside of the stadium. I really need to find out why these two look like they're different colors. It's almost like there's brown in there or something. And these are different colors over here too, so I don't know. But it's different from this. Like, I can't tell the difference here. So let's do this. Let's get rid of all these guys and see about, let's just, this is going to be repetitive. There's going to be a pattern to it, and I don't like the pattern, but it'll look okay for right now. What color do those guys come in? Do they come in regular green? Good. Because I'm going to put stickers on these. I'm going to have them in regular green. Also, which one's cheaper? 24 cents. 7 cents. Well, they don't come in dark green. It's actually cheaper to be in bright green. All right, never mind. So there you go. 6 cents. $2. Wow. Are you kidding me? 6 cents. 6 cents. All right, well, that can't be right. What about... $0.03. Okay, well, will that look weird? I wish I could, like, replace with... it doesn't look too bad. Definitely be cheaper, that's for sure. It's really a bummer about the 1x1s though. Gives it a bit of character, right? Okay, all right, good to know. It does, like, saying it's $2, like if we went and looked at it right now, it's probably still expensive, but let's see what it actually is selling for. And you also have to look for, is it available in large quantities, so 50 to 100 of them. So 1x1 plates, known color, known colors. I think it's lime, bright green. Oh, lime might be better. Actually, lime might be real good. No, that's too much. Too much. Too beaucoup, as they say. Trans green. Trans green's actually cheaper. I could make them all trans green. Okay. So yeah, if you look at, let's just find bright green. And we're buying from the US. And yeah, 60 cents. It doesn't look like it's in a lot of sets. And there's definitely not anything worth. There's not even 25 listings for it. 277, but at $1 each. I mean, if we need 300 of these things, that's $200. That's almost $300. That's kind of stupid. I didn't realize that was such a weird thing. So we'll just try it like this and see what happens. I'm okay with it being a little funky because the seats, you know, if you're looking at it, you know, the seats are a little weird. You could make an argument for having everything be like that, but I think it adds it a little texture. I think that's all right. So the next bit, is going to be figuring out, I think, if we can duplicate this whole section. Actually, I think I'm next bidding all over the place, but if we can, let's see, this connects here, so you can see the seam. And I don't want to take too much of the, what is that? Don't need that. That's that weird plate thing that was over there. See how much of this we can grab. View. Front. That works. So there's this little bit in here that we're not going to need. Actually, we'll keep all of that. But this was part of the field. All right. Yeah, that's good. Oh no, that's already on there. Missing something. Okay. So this is the primary section, the next field, or the other side. So ideally, we can just kind of cram this over here. And now we have our footprint to build the whole other section on. I don't need this a little bit right here. This is all garbage. So there's little things in here that I probably don't need to carry over, like this hole that was left here for statues. It'll depend on stuff that's outside, but I can kind of leave this as is for now. But again, I may have to build it up. Like this whole thing could be doubled, at least this section of it, and built up. Those come in that color. They do, okay. Because like I said, this all raises up to, you know, right here. Which is it's gonna look weird, but I don't know how else to do that. I also don't know what to put on the sides of this. Like if this is just this all the way around. But in gray. Again, the collision's off. right, to raise it up to that level. That's what it's going to look like all the way around. And then you cover it in sidewalk. But I mean, that's how it works. So maybe then there's something along the side that we can put. See if there's a good view of like that side of the field. I think this is a rendering. I don't think this is very big. It's not. Tools, size, large. That's the one I keep going to. Oh no, I don't. Okay. Image. New tab. So yeah, keep trying to drag it. See, there's like this little stepping area and there's all these gray buildings. So I mean, technically, it will really depend. So the walkway, you know, can go around here, and I don't even know if I can get these buildings on it or not. It'll have to be a very small walkway. Like the walkway is only like maybe 2 or 3 deep, and then the buildings are right there. And then what do you put around the whole side? Like the whole thing just is this giant mass of gray. It's weird. It's a weird, I don't know. But you can see, like, in order to get up to this level, there's like, here's your OSHA ramp right here. And then it's just a gradual kind of hill going up. It even looks like a topographical map right along in here. But you can see it gradually go up. So I don't know what this is for. This is a special like club, right? So you got little stairs that go into this club. This is just the store, and you can go to the store anytime. You don't have to be in the stadium to go to it. I'm wondering if I can just get into the stadium if I go to the store and just say, hey, who do I talk to about walking around and looking at this? Sorry, I got an email that was kind of like, whoops. What was I looking at? All right, so yeah, there's going to be, and I don't know, maybe I can put a fun design around here or something, but I think that's really going to, if we keep the same footprint as the other 2 stadiums. So, you know, there's going to be seating here. There's going to be corner seating. Well, email was about the bachelor party, and I think some of it was spoiled, and I wasn't supposed to see it. I'd emailed everybody and was like, hey, ahead of the bachelor party in a week, what are the COVID protocols are we going to take? You know, I don't want to ask specifics, but, and I think one friend responded to me, or responded to everybody, but replied to me, and then another friend was replying to him, but he said like all these places that we were going to, and I'm like, shh, I'm not supposed to know that, but okay, anyway. Surprise. I'm trying to forget that I read it and just move on. So we're doing Lego stuff here. So there's going to be another corner section here. Again, I have to go back and get rid of these corners. So like this goes away and can be a square tile. Just like that. I'm sure that'll run into something, but it doesn't look like it, so it may be all right. Same thing with these guys. I'll just go ahead and do that. This will give me a good opportunity to have this corner over here open, so I can kind of see what is needed in order to prop these sections up. Because I'm not going to need the same hallways and stuff in here. I'm definitely not going to need these hinge plates or hinge bricks. So I can rebuild those. But yeah, I'm not going to need that at all. Probably not going to need this, because that was holding up. All these things were holding up like these sort of suspension girders or whatever. There are some of those things in here, but they're mostly on the top. Like you can see the insides are fully suspension things, but inside the catwalk area, they're just like right here. I don't think they exist past this like bar right here. They don't go too far back in. Looks like a little bit, but not too bad. That's gonna be another fun thing, is like figuring out all the little bars and hooks and claws and everything. Well, it's 1 o'clock. I really need to probably wrap this up because I have to go to the vet. I don't specifically have to take our dog to the vet. She's got some limps. And we're going to try to figure out what's wrong with her. Yeah. I'm going to put some more plates in here. Dark green, and then one of these guys, and then another one right here, another one right there. And these guys I might be able to go back and futz with, so we'll see how that works. I think she's fine. I think her sister stepped on her foot earlier, and we're just worried that there was maybe she got a little broken toe, or she's fine. She runs and everything, and then then she'll start holding her leg up. So it's kind of sad. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I'll be back on Sunday. No reason not to, really. I might actually even do something tomorrow during the middle of the day. I don't have anything going on for New Year's Eve. So, but this is where we're leaving it right now. We got, we scaled back from the Man U, Old Trafford, and just kind of recolored some stuff and got rid of stuff we didn't need and made some plans for what to do with it next. So thanks for being here, everybody. I will have pictures of this guy up. I'll get the Agent Callus pilot in on Monday, I think, if not sooner. So I'll have some Instagram photos of that up. But thanks to everybody for hanging out and chatting, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week and your weekend, and Happy New Year's to everybody. Take care and happy 2022. Bye. kind of knew